So today is finally warm enough outside, the snow is melting, and I was able to get out and install these vents for the refrigerator. Normally you'll see like the bottom vent in the sidewall like this, and the top vent will actually be in the roof, but I just hate penetrations through the roof, so I put it in the sidewall. The directions said I could do that, so good. Anyway, this is how I did it. Thanks for watching. So at the bottom you've got an intake vent, that's where the air comes in, goes up through like a ductwork cavity or whatever, and goes out the top. So I've got those two holes cut here. This view right here is of the top hole. You can see where it's kind of boxed in. There's actually a cabinet on the other side of that, so I'm using just the back of the cabinet to vent to get that air up and out of there. Allows that hot air to escape through convection. I cut these openings I went from the inside. I drilled a hole from the inside out so I knew where the corners were going to be. Marked them with duct tape, or actually masking tape. And then I just drilled them out using a reciprocating saw. That went through the aluminum skin really nicely, but it didn't really want to cut through the frame member. I've got one aluminum vertical frame member that had to go through here. So for that I ended up using a grinder, because I tried to Sawzall, and the Sawzall blade just chewed it right up. This aluminum is really tough, so grinder went through it very nicely. That's probably the way I'd recommend if you can. Okay, so I ended up wrapping this sealant tape, whatever it's for going around windows and such. Put that over that opening, so that way if any water drips in here, it's not going down that wall. And I'm going to go ahead and waterproof most of the inside of this as well with some shower membrane waterproofing. That way if any water ever gets in there, we should be in pretty good shape. Then go ahead and put this in. Yep, we'll get some mastic behind that and seal that up too. So the butyl tape that you put behind to seal up everything comes in these rolls. It's just like a flexible, like silly putty almost, really. It's kind of sticky. Just make sure you put the seam where the two parts cut, or put those together. Make sure that's on the bottom of the frame. And you just kind of stick it and just kind of work it around the edges. And it kind of just mushes in there as you tighten the screws down. Seals everything up. I always put a bead of caulk along the top edges anyway, just in case. Just a separate factor of safety, but should work pretty well. So I'm just starting to put these screws in. They go right through that butyl tape. You can kind of see the tape is back behind there. That's just seals right around the screws as they go in. Then those screws are actually driving all the way into this OSB. That's the second layer. So it's going through the aluminum skin and grabbing into that. On the inside of the cabinet, the back part where weather can get to it, I'm installing this stuff. I had this left over from doing a shower. And this is like the waterproof thing goes underneath the tile. And what I'm doing is, you can see outside from here, you can tell that, when you're driving down the road, rain's going to get up in here from the tires and kicking up and everything. So I'm pretty sure it's going to get wet in here. I know in my old unit, there was always water stains in here. So what I'm doing is I'm just, stuff's like a dark green color, I'm just painting this on everything in this whole back of this cabinet. It's a whole, I'm going to do the whole, like the back 6 inches of it. And that will really seal it up. I'm going to do the same up the top where the vents go up through the top as well. So if any rain gets in here, it will have a chance to at least escape before it ruins everything.